Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just dive right in. Today we're looking at something that could absolutely change the trajectory of your entire professional life. We're talking about how to get your Rhode Island real estate license. Look, if you're a professional out there craving more freedom, independence, and a way higher income potential, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the specific step-by-step process to earn your certification using intel straight from the Real Estate Institute of Rhode Island, or REIRI for short. It's honestly a fascinating look at a highly structured, highly actionable blueprint for taking total control of your career.
Feeling stuck in a career that lacks freedom? Wow, that's a heavy question, right? But the source material we're digging into today speaks directly to this super common frustration. I mean, so many of us feel completely boxed in by a rigid 9-to-5 that just doesn't offer the financial upside or, the personal flexibility we actually deserve. You want to be a successful, independent professional, but let's be totally honest here. The idea of completely switching careers and going back to school to get licensed, that can feel incredibly overwhelming. It feels rigid, it feels like this massive mountain you have to climb. And that fear of navigating a confusing educational system is exactly what keeps so many talented people stuck in jobs they literally don't even like.
But here's the solution. Stop feeling stuck. License your ambition. That right there is the core philosophy of the Real Estate Institute of Rhode Island. What I absolutely love about their approach, as detailed in our source text, is that they actively recognize how overwhelming this transition can be. So they built a system specifically designed to cut through all that noise and confusion. They really believe it shouldn't be impossibly hard to start a new chapter in your life. Their whole solution boils down to flexible education. Think of it as a bridge from your current, rigid situation straight to a lucrative career that you actually own and control.
All right, Section 1, choosing your certification path. Let's look at the 4 lucrative avenues available.
So before you start taking classes, you kind of need to know exactly where you're going, right? Because the real estate industry isn't just one job, it's this massive ecosystem with several different entry points. You aren't just limited to selling houses. There are 4 distinct paths here. First up, the traditional real estate license. This is a fast-track program where you can literally start this week, whether you're a morning person or a total night owl. Second is the appraisal license. This one is perfect if you want to start a high-demand career evaluating property values. And REIR offers this as a 100% online program so you can learn entirely on your own schedule. Third, we've got the mortgage license. This path is focused entirely on mastering the Rhode Island lending market so you can build a high-income career as a mortgage loan originator. And finally, the home inspector license. If you've got a background in construction and want to leverage that into an independent business that you own, fantastic route. You literally just have to choose the avenue that best fits your ambitions.
Moving on to Section 2. The core roadmap to earning your real estate license. To actually earn that license, the source material outlines a really concrete, chronological 3-step journey. No guesswork here, no wandering around in the dark. Step 1 is building the foundation through your pre-license education. Step 2 is the big hurdle, passing both the national and Rhode Island state exams. And Step 3, which is honestly so often overlooked by other programs but explicitly highlighted by REIRI, is the career consultation to actually find a brokerage and secure employment. If you complete these 3 steps, you successfully launch your new career. It's a super reassuring, highly actionable plan. Let's break down each one.
Let's start with Step 1, building the foundation. Now, as the student review by Alan Ferrara points out, this pre-license course is a fantastic way to build your fundamental real estate knowledge. But look, the biggest barrier for adult learners is always time, isn't it? You're probably working a full-time job right now. Well, REIR solves this by offering incredibly flexible day, evening, and weekend classes. You literally do not have to quit your current job to start building your future. You can fit this education right around your existing busy life. That flexibility is absolutely key to finally taking that first step without turning your life completely upside down.
Okay, Section 3, passing the licensing exams and why you really need expert guidance.
A 4.8-star rating out of 280 student reviews. Guys, this isn't just slick marketing copy. This is concrete social proof from hundreds of people who were sitting exactly where you're sitting right now. They felt stuck, they enrolled, they put in the work, and they succeeded. Look, taking a high-stakes standardized test, especially the national and Rhode Island state exams, sounds really intimidating, I get it. But a 4.8 out of 280 reviews, that is an incredibly impressive metric for any educational institution. It immediately establishes trust and proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that their methodology for getting students past those exams actually works in the real world.
Let's zoom in on a specific student experience here. Shoaib Ansari left a really detailed review highlighting that the classes are taught by industry experts named Rob and Manny. Shoaib noted that these instructors were incredibly knowledgeable and supportive, basically turning what could be super dry material into a really engaging and practical curriculum. But here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. With their expert guidance, Shoaib passed both the national and Rhode Island state exams on his very first attempt. Let me repeat that, on the first try. That is exactly what you want from a pre-license course: maximum efficiency and immediate success.
Which brings us to Section 4, launching your new career beyond the exam.
Because getting the license isn't actually the end goal, right? The end goal is making money, building a business, and working as a professional. A lot of schools will just hand you a certificate and basically show you the door. But this quote from Alan Ferreira's review is so telling. He says, upon passing the exam, they even offer follow-up chats in order to help a new licensee find employment. Shoaib Ansari also mentioned this in his review, noting he had a dedicated career consultation with instructor Rob. During that chat, they provided super valuable insights to help him choose the right brokerage that aligned with his specific real estate goals. They provide strategic advice to actually shape your career path. This proves you aren't just buying classes here. You're plugging into an active network that helps you secure employment the minute you have that license in your hand. That's a real game changer.
So, we've walked through the flexible study paths, the clear 3-step roadmap, and the concrete proof of student success. The path from education to employment is literally laid out right in front of you. The Real Estate Institute of Rhode Island provides the tools, the flexibility, and the expert guidance. So, here's the real question I want to leave you with. Are you going to spend another year building someone else's dream, or are you finally going to license your own ambition? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and hey, best of luck on your next big step.